Yo guys, what's going on? My name is BradJourno and welcome to what I hope is the start of a brand new venture for me and the channel. This is on the BradJourno's On the Mic podcast, potential to be episode 1. This took place as part of my 24-hour live stream where we raised £500 for Macmillan Cancer Support and Andy's Man's Club, both of which links will be in the description down below. A massive thank you to DoctorBenjy for doing this. It was only meant to be for an hour. We ended up chatting for about 90 minutes about various topics and getting to know the man just a little bit more. Before we get into it, don't forget subscribe if you're new and turn the notification bell on. Drop a like if you enjoy the video and also comment down below if you'd like to see this turn into a full proper podcast and any ideas for guests. It doesn't have to be football manager related. Anybody you think would be good to talk to, let me know down below. Hope you enjoy. They can see you, but they can't see me for some reason. Hi, everyone. So, Ben, how long have you been awake?
Ellie has taken Doug to Nana's support bubble, and annoyingly, I have thought I've woken up at 9:30. I've actually woken up at about midday, so full time.
Full time, brilliant.
Full time creator. So yeah, I feel like absolute death, Brad, but happy to be here.
Thank you. I do want to thank you for coming. It means a lot because I've been subscribed to you now for around 3 years on Twitch, and I know you haven't streamed on Twitch for all of those months.
And now, viewers, he wants that money back, so we're raising it for charity.
We are. We're raising all that money back for charity because it means a lot to me. But no, thank you very much. Your videos and everything have helped me through like massively tough times, like a few years ago, and even recently, the last few months, especially with my grandma passing a few weeks ago. I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions about how you've dealt with some of your tough experiences, even like lately, if you've had any, and also in previous, and like when you were younger.
Yeah. Before you start, Brad, as a streamer, I'm gonna have to jump in it.
Yeah.
Create a video source with your camera and put it over where your camera's loading.
Yes, good idea.
Sorry, that's what I'm here for. You know.
I have
advice. Ready for this, viewers? This is on the fly now. So there he is.
There I am.
And now he's got to sort of like stretch it across.
No, I'll do this.
That's perfect. No one has to know.
No.
So if you're thinking, God, he looks awful. Yes, viewers, this is my default look.
Oh, hold on.
Now what's happened? Oh, Christ.
I'm making myself fit the gap look, but...
Yep. There's one thing about BradJourno, he'll certainly fit the gap, viewers. I think that's something.
I mean, I'm not moving now, so... Hold on. Okay, it was just moving you. This is...
Where am I going? Yeah, collect. Yeah, here he goes.
There we go.
Look at this, professional streamer 101.
Perfect.
And his quality's going to look better than mine, infuriating.
Yeah, but it actually looks like you're on Discord, so that's fine. So there we go.
Flying in from the east of England. So yeah, sorry, Brad. Was there a question? Because I started doing producing.
No, that's fine. I was just saying, like, how have you dealt? Like, for me personally, I sort of go into my own little world. I sort of just scour YouTube for videos. And when I first going through a tough time, I found your Salford series and your whichever was one. It was like the one before or the one after that. I think it was Spow or Parma Drama, one of the two. They were really close together, and I just watched those, and I binged those, and you'd already finished them. They'd like finished through, and that's what got me through a tough time, especially going through like college and stuff. And I just wondered what got you through that tough time.
Well, it was one of those things that, like, I worry that, Brad, you personally have heard me talk about this probably before, but equally, right? Figuring out you're in that position is like the toughest bit. And sometimes people get told, and sometimes people just realize it, and it builds up. And it takes years to realize you're there. And I think and the reason I bring realizing that you're in that position up is that once you realize it, then you can move forward. It's very difficult to move forward when you're not sure what sort of state you're in, whether that be a mental, physical, anything really. So ways that I found them out for like, if I'm going to be honest about it, for years I didn't move. Like, I didn't figure out what to do. I spent a long time questioning a lot of things, wondering where I was going, what the plan was, and then getting out of it was like the end of what felt like a 7-8 year period that is arguably still like ongoing now, right? Like it's not something that just ends. there's not
definitely.
I'm happy now moment, right? Like it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter if you set or achieve goals that you've set, or if you have a child, for example, right? It doesn't. You're not like ticking off a box and then when it's all complete, you feel great as a person. Like it's an ongoing battle. But obviously, as young men, it's a tough thing to talk about. But equally, it's something that when you do talk about, and that's been a key thing for me, talking it through, talking to other people about it, listening to other people about their experiences, helped me a lot understand that one, I wasn't alone in it, and that to make change, I had to sort of begin to force change. It doesn't just happen. You need to put some work in to make it happen, and that is when you're struggling for motivation, which I think a lot of people do, especially now, right, with the lockdown and everything.
Definitely.
It's very difficult to achieve anything. Finding that motivation within yourself and realizing, and I say it all the time, right? Short-term goals. Set things that you know you can achieve. Don't set things that are slightly out of reach, because then when you don't hit them, that sets you back. Just set like the most menial tasks. That's what I did for a long period of time. It was like, right, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna stream for 3-4 hours a day. And when I've done that, I'm gonna be like, yes, I streamed for 3 or 4 hours. Excellent work, good. All I was doing is sitting in front of the camera, talking away, waffling on about Real Oviedo, whatever it was, and like, but doing that every day was just the first step. And then once I'd done that, I was like, right, I'm gonna do a video and I'm gonna stream every single day.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna so that I'm gonna add something else. And again, I'm just making like shitty little Norwich videos, like. But I get it. But it wasn't about the video so much. It was about the action
yourself.
Of doing.
Yeah,
it was the action of doing, and then just building it up. And of course, right, there's a part to that story that, like, so I don't want people to think, oh, so I'll just do that then. I'll just and everything will be fine. Like there was a success that came with that, slowly and steadily, and it, like, helped support me and motivate me towards that. And I think sometimes people get locked into content creation as a way to get self-worth. It's not something I talk about very often, but they see like the adulation that some streamers get and think, oh, I don't want to put the work in, but I really want the adulation. And what they realize is you have to put the work in pre anyone saying it's good. You have to go through at least 100 people saying that you're terrible before you get like 50 people going, he's great. I really like what he's doing. And getting past that bit, like, there's so many streamers I see that don't get through like the first 6 months of doing it. And I think the reason you aren't getting to the bit that you want to be at is because you didn't even do the first 6 months of it being rubbish and allowing it to be rubbish and knowing that it's not good, but then realizing, but the best thing about that, right, I'll turn it straight into content creation, but the best thing about knowing it's not good is that you know it's also able to be improved.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, if you don't believe it's not good, it'll never get good. Like, it's one of those things that there are still things within my content I think I should probably change that, I should probably improve that, should probably ask someone about that, should get some advice on that. And that constant cycle of wanting to make it better is
it's wanting to make it better in your head. Where you'll see all the comments from the likes of me and the people in my chat now that will say, oh, this is brilliant, and they love it and it's funny, but in your head you're going, okay, that might not be the route that you want to go down, that might not be the way you want to go, and in your head you're thinking it's not amazing. Also, thank you for the host as well.
That's right. I don't know who the one viewer was. I think it might have been me.
I think it's you. Yeah, I think you automatically get you as the viewer.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, so I
from my channel.
So I made my first Football Manager video on FM18. It was on a laptop with a spare monitor. It's still the same monitor I've got now, actually, the other Samsung one, which is what I use for my non-gaming stuff. And you can see the quality of that video and how nervous I am there. I'm still that nervous now making that video, but the quality of the content, like the screen and the camera, makes me feel like that is my improvement. Even though that first video that I made is on 380 odd views, like if in like 5 years or whatever, 3-4 years, whatever it is, it's still really bad quality, like, to me. But then I jump to this one, and even though that's got less views, does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Like, I knew that it wasn't going to go well, so I was like, okay, I'm going to stop this because I haven't got the quality to do it, and when I am ready, I'm going to come back to it. But I've left those videos on my channel to see, so I can compare them, and I can
show growth, right?
Yeah, show growth.
You want to see what you've done, and
Yeah.
doing 2 videos, like obviously you've done more than that, but doing 2 videos in like isolation can be. Because I remember like the amount of YouTubers that restart, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And go, right, I'm going to start again, and it's going to be good this time. And like if you like in my opinion, if you're restarting more than like 5 times, probably ain't going to happen.
No.
Like,
No.
But if you restart with an objective and a goal and right, I'm going to focus on doing this type of content. Doesn't matter. Like this is the thing that people really struggle with, right? There's this constant battle with I want to make stuff that people are going to watch, opposed to I'm going to make stuff that I enjoy making, no matter how many people are watching it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and that is the route you should go down, right? So when I'm doing Thames right now, I know it wouldn't do as well as a 50-part Manchester United series. I know it wouldn't do well as like big experiment videos 24/7, just rattling those out, right?
Yeah,
but I know I'll have a consistent viewership of like 10,000-15,000 that are going to watch every single one, and more importantly, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy playing it. I'm not really that interested in how many people are watching it. Of course, there's the financial element, but you like I'm trying to like subvert that a little bit with like doing other things, doing Twitch, doing whatever else, right? So you can worry less about what you're putting out, but as long as you enjoy it and find other people that enjoy it, picking enough of those people up along the way, right, means that you never have to compromise on what you're doing just to appease a viewership you don't have.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's quite important.
Yeah. One thing that I found is like I have released my FM21 series yesterday. I released it last night before my thing started, and Corgi Jordan Rutter, he made the database for me, and the team we've made is in tier 10, but it's stupidly overpowered. And in my head, I'm going, it's not necessarily going to be very entertaining. Because we're just going to hammer teams in the first 4 or 5 divisions, and I've said that I was like, this is just for fun. Like I'm enjoying creating this content, and that's what it's all about. Like people like Sweet Left Foot and Omega Luke and Barry Richards and McKinns are all in the team. Like we've made them in the game and we've put them in the team, and it's just a bit of fun. And these guys, and then we've spoke to FM Works, and we've got these football shirts made that these guys can then buy and put their own names on, and it's just about feeling a little bit of like a community feel. And that's what I think Football Managers does that so much better than any other online gaming. Like definitely FIFA. Like the FIFA community is so toxic when you compare it to Football Manager, and I think we all get on. There may be a 1 or 2 that sit outside of that circle that maybe don't want to talk to everybody. Does that make sense? But
that's also fine, right? Like,
yeah,
I feel like if you want to be involved in a community, like, and obviously you're trying to build one right now, that's sort of part of the goal. That's part of what makes it fun for you. My advice would just be keep doing it. Like, don't worry about how many people are watching it right now. If people find it and pick it up and enjoy it, then great. If they don't, then try something a little different next time. Right? Yeah, equally, but keep it in the same wheelhouse of I'm having fun with this.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Like you can do like, so when I do an experiment video now and again, like, so I did a Haaland one this year, I can still find that really fun. Yeah, like, it doesn't mean I want to do 50 experiment videos.
No,
like I could do one every now and again, because the reason I can do them every now and again is I don't do them all the time. I don't feel burnt out by seeing what Neuer would be like as a striker. Like I could kind of just do whatever I want in that sense. It's quite it's a luxury position to be in, but I think especially as someone who's starting content, like you have the opportunity to do whatever you want. Yeah, like, there's no rule really.
No,
like, and if it sticks, then great. You created something that is something people want to watch and are going to stick with.
Yeah,
throughout a period of time. So
definitely.
Whatever. When it comes to things and making things like overpowered, like that can just be part of the story.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just like it doesn't. As long as you're open and honest about it, I don't think anyone really cares.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah.
If you say like, "Oh, we're in a real struggle situation here. We've won the first 10 games 6-0," like, then at that point, I think people are gonna be like, "Yeah, that's crazy." The FIFA community is interesting because the FIFA community is built upon, like, I think it's what's funny about what's happening with FM is that the FM community, in my opinion, is slowly growing as people age out of FIFA, like, or FIFA content.
Yeah,
and are now thinking, okay, there's this other game which is slightly more complex with slightly more detail, and like stats are becoming cool. And people are like, "Oh, I'll play this game." Okay. Oh, people actually make videos on this game. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, there's a streaming network of people that play this as well. So everything is slowly growing as people age out of that community.
Yeah, definitely.
Equally, that community, there are some like great people that have come out of it and that are within it. But it's very difficult with a community of that size to keep it all encompassed. And there aren't really modes other than like pro clubs, so you can do lots of things within it. Like we do the Showdown for Football Manager. We've talked about maybe moving it to FIFA at some stage, right? It could be like 2 years from now.
Yeah.
We don't know. But currently it's really difficult to do that.
Yeah,
but there's not ways to have creators interact, and the big way that they used to collaborate with one another once upon a time was doing pink slips videos for players.
Yeah, just getting rid of stuff.
You can't do that.
No, you can't do that anymore. Like,
so, but even that is like quite a toxic you win, I lose situation that constantly occurs.
It's I'm better than you.
Yeah, and especially when it mattered.
Yeah.
Like, to a point of like, oh, you're going to lose out on the financial investment you put in for that team of the year or whatever.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing about FIFA as well. Like as the games, as more people have played it and more high profile people have played the game, like Spencer, for example, and Manny and Toby and the Sidemen and stuff, they've played that game and they've invested so much money into it. They've made it financially impossible for people like me who don't have a massive like expendable income. Like I did buy FIFA this year for the first time since I think 2010 on PlayStation 2. I bought FIFA this year, and the only thing I enjoyed about it was my career. But I don't want to pay £56 to play my career on FIFA.
Yeah,
and FIFA, not feel it. Does that make sense? Like
FIFA's model, like I'm just talking about slagging off EA. FIFA's model is wrong. Like FIFA should have and Call of Duty, you've got the same problem right now in that they've both got models that exist upon the people buying the game every single year.
Yeah.
And with games like Call of Duty and like FIFA, you can monetize those games within the game to the point where you should bring out FIFA. And then FIFA will update and you will buy passes to complete challenges. They make so much money. Like, to win back a lot of support, I think, from people, to create a system where you can sort of microtransaction, because when microtransactions came about, they were really frowned upon because they were seen as extras on top of, because it was the early stages of microtransactions. They weren't great microtransactions. It was like, oh, I feel like I'm being hard done by. And things like FIFA, right? The game itself is good, but man, the amount they make, the amount they could just change. Like, for Football Manager is in a different situation as a comparison, because Football Manager don't have a way to monetize like within their game. Like, but unless a million people buy the in-game editor, like, there's not a reasonable way to produce money for them. So they have to bring a game out every year. But there's lots of these games that could probably release updates, and FIFA to me is like the one. If they brought out, all they have to do, right, is just say, right, every time a new version comes out, the new year season comes out, that's a tenner.
Yeah,
right? And
exactly.
to play with that pool of players, that's a tenner, and or whatever it would be. Like, the number is kind of arbitrary. But they don't need to charge £60 every single time.
No,
they make an outrageous amount of money, and it's clear now that EA there's not a cap on what they think is enough.
No.
So they're gonna keep going.
Yeah, moving from like that FIFA aspect back onto Football Manager. I think I was in Kev's stream the other night or the other day, and he was mentioning some sort of
by accident, I assume. Not.
I think I was just like.
Just sort of fell in.
Yeah, I was like raided. Yeah, I was in the raids. Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But I did catch him talking about like the subscription thing, and I can't remember if it was Kev that spoke about it. Like SI doing some sort of subscription, whereas they don't necessarily sell the game for however much, because obviously there's different people can sell it off different websites for different codes and stuff like that. But it was like $4.99 a month or something he said. But if you only want it for a month, if you know you only play Football Manager for a month, you pay $4.99 and that's it. But someone like you, Jack, Kev himself, you're going to be paying $4.99 a month for 12 months because you make content on it until the beta comes out for the next one. So you're obviously going to end up paying more. I just wondered what your thoughts were on that.
Yeah, dreadful.
Dreadful.
No,
yeah.
I think it's a what Kev's thinking there is this would be great for all consumers, right? But what they would do in that scenario, they wouldn't make you pay for $4.99 a month. They would say you can have it for the full year for £35, which is essentially what they do now.
Which is what they do.
And what you're actually doing, what you're actually doing then, is losing money on all the people that don't play it for 12 months.
Yeah.
Like so that there's not from a consumer point of view, that would be great, right? You could pick it up for 3 months at a time, not play it for 4 months, pick it up again. No, it's going to be a $5 every time. It's a nice idea, but for FM, it just wouldn't be.
It wouldn't work.
It wouldn't be a sustainable model because you'd be relying as a company. Then you're like relying on people to pay $4.99 every single month and not commit in the first month. Right, to a full year. Yeah, because you have to do like a year, or you do 6 months for like £20 or whatever. Yeah, I just think again, it's like as a consumer, it'd be great. I just don't think it's logical from SI's
from an SI, yeah, from a seller's point of view.
They'd probably lose out on like half their revenue by doing something like that, which is just that's even for EA, that's probably too big a revenue like stream to hit.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
So yeah, they have to find a way. But mate, if they bring packs into Football Manager, you know,
Bring
don't have
packs.
a regen, don't have regen day. Just pay for a certain level
Of
of
regen.
I've just thought of that. That's genius. That's all they need to do.
That's all they need to do.
From now on, regen day is either a tenner, £8, £6, £4.
Microtransactions,
depending on how good it'll be, and you will get a decent regen. Imagine regen pack opening days. People have just been putting the game to the point in which regen day occurs.
And just open packs.
Regen openings.
And then you'd sim 10 years into the
cracked
future
it.
to see which one would win and stuff like that. Oh,
I have cracked it.
you've just like Miles is going to come out and go, Ben's just ruined our 5-year plan. Just
Yeah, I know. That's awful, isn't it?
sticking on the topic of Football Manager, last year I think it was July, the first one.
Do you know what I'm going to say, Brad, just really quickly?
Yes.
If we're talking about Football Manager and you put my name in the title, put your game to Football Manager 2021.
Yeah, we'll do. Yeah.
Teaching.
Teaching.
That's what they're going to get. They're going to go, what are you doing? So I'm not Football Manager. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Stay there. Stay there.
Going back, I think it was July, the first one. The streamer Showdown. I think there's 60 odd people in the chat right now, and I think every single one of them who streams would love to be part of it, including myself, obviously. There's always this topic about what is a small streamer, and we're not going to get onto that because loads of different people. Okay, if you want to, we can. But I mean,
it's up to you.
like to me, I class myself as a small streamer because I'm new. I haven't reached my goal of where I want to be. Yeah, I wanted to hit 500 followers before New Year. Like, yes, personal stuff happened and it put a stop to that, and things changed. So I readjusted my goals a little bit.
There's 12 to go. So
There's
if anyone
12
came
to
from
go.
my tweet, 12 followers. If 12 of you didn't follow, then I don't know what you're doing. Come on, it's time.
There we go. 10. Here we go.
One. Right, we're not doing anything else until we get Brad to 500 followers. Here we go. That's
It's in. It's here. It's done. It's
now
done.
We're talking. Barney, that's what I want to see from you, Sunshine.
Here we go.
Wonderful stuff. Motoring. Mr. TJD. Watch Brad on other occasions. Here we go. Easy.
Barney
Set that target to 1,000. We move. Lovely.
Yeah, I'll change it to 750 once we're done. But no.
We'll carry on, viewers. But please follow.
There's always a debate, and you've just been gifted a sub by Mr. Diz. Thank you,
Mr. Diz. Someone wants to be on his podcast.
You keep ruining the surprise. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about that now. It's meant to be a secret.
Oh, is it really?
It's meant to be a secret.
Sorry, Diz. I'm not going on. It's like, I'm not on. Is it really? You never told me that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone. The big reveal is just going to be this clip. Like,
it's like I don't announce who's. Do you know what? As a sorry about this. Obviously, I don't like people knowing who's in showdowns or whatnot. And then Z makes a video about it, going, "I'll see you next season." It's like, shut your mouth.
Shut up.
I'm actually going. You don't even know. And at that point, he wasn't even invited back. So it's like,
I've just realised these alerts are covering your face because they've been moved.
That's all right. Hello, everyone.
And let me move them up here and make them smaller.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. I'll go through them all at the end when I can catch up.
No. We've done it, bro.
We've done it now. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot. Obviously, there's been. I think you said the other day you said you've asked 45 people or so to be in it, and only like 30 have replied and said, or they could do it. So to speak.
Kind of right. So since we started, I've probably had conversations with 45 people about it, with the idea that one day they'll be involved, and sometimes we can't fit them in. Sometimes we ask them and they can't do it that weekend. Like, just those things just happen. You know what I mean? Like, and I would say probably half of those people aren't what you would call Football Manager community people. No, but are people that have either streamed the game or talk about the game, or whatever else, and you could get them in like a lowdown capacity or a showdown capacity. And that's still. We had 23 managers in season 1. Yeah, we did eight tournaments. And if you like, so in an ideal world, right, you do 64 people. You have 8 new people in every single tournament. I imagine. But that's just not like no one would care season. In the same way that if we did a secondary league, like everyone would see it and view it as
a secondary league.
The secondary league, which I talked about yesterday on stream. Like, that just doesn't work as a concept, right? No. But having this main project that you can bring people into a really like we have a Discord for it, right? It's a really strong environment right now to be involved in, and I'm so confident now that if somebody new comes in, they immediately feel like we've got someone new for I won't say who it is. We've got someone new for this coming weekend. Who's not been involved in anything before, but is involved this time around, and I'd like to think for them it's going to be such an easy experience because everyone in there, you could ask anybody involved what the situation is, and unless it's a really like deeper, complex question that they have to ask me or Matt, basically, anyone would be able to answer it. Like it'd be easy for anyone to say, "Oh, you just do this, or
just do this, just do that,"
or there's a link for that here, or you can go here,
because you go through everything together as a team, so everyone knows what everyone else's role is.
It's a much bigger project than I think people realize just watching it. And
I don't think
it's a lot more organized than people probably realize as well. It's just a long. It's more than 3 days.
Definitely.
There's that. And I think bringing new streamers in is great, but I don't want them to feel overwhelmed. I don't want them to feel nervous. I don't want them to feel like they don't belong. It's like something. Like I have to be. I'm thinking about it from like we're talking a bit about mental health, right? I am thinking about it from that perspective. I'm thinking I don't want someone to come in and feel overawed and then feel afterwards, I didn't put the best version of myself out. If I get new people, I want them to be the best version of themselves. So I'll make sure that if I'm going to do that, I'm always going to put them in the best environment to be the best version of themselves on a broadcast. Because then if you're a viewer, you think, oh, this guy seems great. I'll watch him. You don't want someone to just like go into their own shell and be like, oh, yeah, I'm not really feeling this. I've been over. Curtie's talking a lot, and Duke's making lots of jokes. And just sort of sitting there. Not saying anything. I want people that are going to come and hold their own.
Yeah, there's definitely.
Go on.
There's one person I think, and Sweet Left Foot will hate me for saying this. He takes over. I don't know if you in a lot of Mike streams at all, but there's Lazy Number 9. Lazy Number 9. JD he takes over Mike streams quite a lot. He gets JD on commentary and things like that, and it makes the stream funny and thing. And JD has said he doesn't. If he wanted to get involved, he'd love to be on the Showdown because it's the main show. Does that make sense? But everyone is like, you would be so much better on the Lowdown because he can just throw a quip out and just bang, 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 bang because it's that type of personality you'd want. And that's what you're sort of saying. Some people belong on the Lowdown because of the type of person that they are.
Yeah, I've had that conversation. I've had that. Like, I'll give that. So Curtie is the best example. Curtie's been in 2 Showdowns.
Yeah.
But Curtie feels like he's best on the Lowdown. I think he's one when he's on it. He's often the best part of the Lowdown.
Yeah.
And that's for other people to come in and go, no, I'm going to be the best person on the Lowdown, right? Without being too much. Duke.
Yeah.
But Duke's another one that like there's certain people that can do both. There's some people that are better on Showdowns. There are some people that are better on Lowdowns. And you've got to find the balance between those two people, and make sure you get it right every single time. So you're right with someone like JD, right? If you ever got involved, I'll just be upfront. I'd have to watch more of him. I'd have to see. He might be someone that could do both, right? You don't want to limit someone if they think.
Oh no, definitely not. Like I think he could do both, but it's the way he can just throw something out there off the top of it, like just out there, and you don't even think about it. You just go bang, bang. Like I don't know if you've just seen Jordan's message right there, the one he just randomly waited for JD to be on the Lowdown and sing. He was like, "Don't watch me, Ben." #pressure. Stuff like everyone.
I don't want him to say that. See,
that's what I mean.
Annoys me.
Yeah,
I don't want you to say, "Don't watch me, Ben." Say, no, I'm great. Come on, watch me.
And he is great. And he is great. Like he does just throw things out there. Like let's all get naked. Like he'll just. And I don't know if that's the sort of thing you want on the Lowdown, like someone like that.
I don't want to get naked, no. I mean, sponsors would be a bit like, that's probably not okay, and your Twitch channel's been banned. So
I mean, I think he gets naked on Discord chat sometimes, but that's because no one else can see him. So
yeah, I just think it's a really tough thing to do because I'm so aware that when we create it, we are leaving a set amount of people out, right? And when we do this next one, there are going to be a lot of familiar faces, but there's a reason they call them familiar faces. It's the idea that you know who they are, you can invest or hate them, like either way. Hate's a bit strong. Don't hate anybody, but you can want them to lose, basically. As I'm sure many of Zealand and Illujo viewers want me to lose every time they see me in a game with anybody, right? It's just one of those things.
Yeah, I get that.
but also, like, I want them to lose. I want Kev to be in pain a bit more than he has been. I want to play. My perfect scenario, Brad, is playing Zealand in the final group game that sends him into the elimination game and me into the quarterfinals. And we got it. I couldn't believe my luck. I couldn't believe my luck. I got to show him a video of his own mother saying how great I was, and then I got to beat him. I couldn't have planned it better. It was wonderful. 500 followers.
500 followers. Thank you.
If I had a party,
thank you.
There we go.
Party. Oh, I had one of them. I bought 2 of them once for my missus' birthday, and we're still finding confetti in the curtains.
That's great. I'm just gonna eat my yogurt, Brad. You carry on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I'm gonna say, like, and the showdown and the lowdown, it isn't just about creating a tournament where you can watch your favorite content creators. There was 4 content creators I watched on YouTube. There were you first, and then Jack.
Thanks, mate.
Jack, because you did the draft series with him, and then I found Loki Doki and Kev on YouTube.
And you hit rock bottom.
And I hit rock bottom. And then I genuinely, like, slowly, and don't get me wrong, Loki is a fantastic content creator, and he's funny. And when a few years ago I found his content perfect for me, because I was a teenage boy, and it was the sort of jokes he made were that sort of jokes. And as I've sort of grown out of Loki and sort of grown into that more serious and more like deep content into FM, like Fox in the Box does and Zealand does, the more tactical side of it, because I want to know how to play the game better and not just like not just win all the time. I want to know how to do the training and stuff like that. And I'm pretty sure, and the lowdown helped me find people like that. Like, I never knew of Viking Dan or Nerdphonic or Curty before. I knew of Dave, and I knew of some of the We Stream FM boys because I was meant to be involved in their charity game. But unfortunately, I couldn't make the day just because of when it was. But stuff like that charity football game that they did, and this showdown, the community just coming together. And I think that's the best part of the thing. The community as a whole just doesn't matter. I don't think it matters what we're doing. Everyone just helps each other out.
It's a shame as Barry Richards has gone off.
Fucking hell.
Nice one.
1500, Baz, you're a legend. And Ethan is going to be fuming with you because he's going to have to drop 2,000 to go above you now.
Oh, God. Absolutely.
Boom.
But yeah, it's something that I think we all feel a little, because a lot of us have met each other, right? There's about 30 of us that have been involved, but over half of us have at least met 2 or 3 of the other lot. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, and I've probably, if I look through the people in that Discord right now, I've probably met 15.
Yeah,
of the people in there, probably about 15 going through. So I'll do it for us. So I've met Matt, Jack, Dave, Herb, Kev, Proudy, second other cards, Pine, Fox in the Box, Ches, Friday Night FM, and that is it. But it's still a fair amount of people that I feel like I'm close to and connected to.
Definitely
part of like different projects that we do.
Yeah, and I feel like the Among Us has helped that as well. Like it's a group of 10 people every night, and if someone needs to drop out, someone's always there to drop back in. If 2 or 3 people drop out, everyone goes, because getting 2 or 3 it's chaos trying to get 2 or 3 people in. But if you need to drop out, there's always like Dupe will probably jump in. If you say you're playing, Dupe will play. Does that make sense? Or if Dupe plays, you're always like, I'll be 10th. And there's always, if you say that, you usually get up to 9. Because people are like, I want to play with Ben. Does that make sense? And because you have that, and you and Dupe and Dave, you get that pull power in as well, I think, and it really helps bring everybody together.
What does this do?
So, what does what?
I
do?
just wasted 500.
I've got to run an ad. All those who aren't subscribed now have got.
You just said you can redeem it. I was like, oh, go on then.
I've run an ad, and so people who aren't subscribed have now got to wait 30 seconds.
I'm so sorry.
The Ben pull.
To the viewers, I can't believe
I am so sorry. I mean, we could wait a little bit. I want to get onto some more non-FM and more personal stuff, if that's okay with you.
You do as you please. At some point, I will have to record the Thames video for today.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was thinking, I just like an hour max.
The stream is in the absolute mud today. Absolute shambles. What's happening?
But yeah, your relationship with Ellie is something that a lot of your viewers adore. Like, every time she knocks the door, she brings in Doug, and like it brings like that warmth. And I've shown, my girlfriend's been sat with me while you've been streaming. I'm meant to be working from home, but I'm not. And I just put my head, I go, listen to this. And she just sits there and she laughs and she loves it as well. And she has no idea who you are. Like, and I think it's such an amazing moment that you've been able to bring your home life, your community, and everything just together into one massive thing. And the way you've done that is fantastic. And I think a lot of people in the chat could say that is, and your dad as well. Like, your dad is fantastic.
Yeah, I think he quietly just like gets it. Like he kind of understands. Every time I ever see him now, I talk to him on like Facebook, whatever, because that's weird to do.
Alan.
So it's like, you've not had me on. You've not had me on for the last week. What's going on? I went, yeah, I've not been streaming as much. He went, well, come on, let's get back on it. I'm like, it's not about you. What are you doing? Like,
he loves it.
As much as they enjoy you on it, they're not there for you, Dad. So
I mean, I disagree sometimes.
I know.
But he is the most famous Alan Carr, isn't he? So
he is on Twitch, probably.
Yeah, he is on Twitch.
So. But yeah, it's funny, right? Because we had to have a conversation about. The thing is, Ellie's so much a part of my life. That sounds obvious, but there are I know there's couples that aren't like. Me and Ellie are strange, not strange. Like we're inseparable in a way that we can also comfortably. I've just had an Amazon delivery update, which terrified me. we are inseparable at the point in which we don't need to spend every waking minute with one another.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, and having each other's personal space, and me being able to sit here for 4 or 5 hours and do whatever I want, and she can watch Netflix for that amount of time.
Yeah.
Or at the moment, she's dealing with Doug most of the time. It's a really easy thing to maintain when you both feel the same about it. Like, and knowing that at those moments where you've got to be together and spend some time with one another. And obviously lockdown's weird because you're spending, in theory, right, you're spending every minute with the person in the same house. But at the same time, like, you're not really creating memories or moments by doing things together. You're not going anywhere. So
no, at the moment, we just can't.
No, you're basing everything you're doing together on what you've watched together, like ordinarily. Yeah. Which is not like you can't go. Remember that great day we had where we just watched a film which we enjoyed. It's not quite as good as like, oh, we went to, I'm going to say the zoo. Like when you go to the zoo or you go to, I don't know, go to the beach or the park.
Yeah, it's totally different.
All these things feel a lot more condensed and a lot tougher. But we had to have the conversation about Doug, about whether to, like in the first stream we reveal him, I don't tell people his name. And then I sort of concluded, well, he's such a big part of what I do. I'm not going to be able to never say his name.
No, exactly.
I equally didn't want someone to be able to turn around and go, oh, I know it's Doug, and I'm going to try and use this against you. So I was like, after a week, I was like, I'm just going to say what his name is, because one, what are they going to do with the information? He wasn't even registered as a person at that point.
You could have changed his name a week later when you registered him. Like,
so what are you going to do?
I mean, I was called Alexander for a week, so.
Wow, I'll tell everybody he's not called Doug.
He's not. He could be called, like, I don't know.
Who knows?
He could be called Andrew.
Really confusing him.
Yeah.
Someone said, is Doug his real name then? My granddad, my dad's dad, was Douglas. Doug.
Yeah.
Doug, etc. So
Doug is his show name.
Doug is named after him. But also, like, you'd be surprised how many YouTubers do that, to be fair.
Yeah, I know.
So because he's such a big part of everything, when he comes in now, he's got his own emote.
Yeah, I know.
Beautiful. My dad is fuming as well.
Your dad wants an emote, doesn't he?
I promised my dad I'd sort him one out, and I just forgot. So I just haven't done it yet. And he knows that Doug's got one, and I've got to sort out my dad's emote at some point.
You do.
But no, I think the pregnancy being during lockdown, people were a part of that journey at that point.
It was a story, wasn't it, for everyone?
Like... Well, I said to people, I said it's either July. I said it's either June, July, or August.
Yeah.
Knowing, I guess I can say now that it was the 16th of August.
Yeah.
Was the date. So I knew it was late August, and then he wasn't born until the 31st of August.
Like at the end as well.
Yeah, so it's like it's definitely going to be one of these months, and it was the Sunday night after a showdown.
Yeah, right? Imagine if it had actually been born on the 1st of September and you'd lied to everybody.
Well, that would have been my birthday, and I'd have been absolutely fine with it. So we've got a birthday very next to mine now, which is
that's fantastic.
Which you never think about when you're having a child. You're never like, he's going to have a birthday right next to. Yeah. Nearly my but Doug, is everything okay? Can we slow down? Can we either slow down or hurry up? So we've got different days. Otherwise, my birthday is completely insignificant. And I do fear that
it's
even now,
ruined, isn't it?
I was like, you can have a joint party. I'm going I never had a joint party. A joint party. We're going to be having caterpillar cake for 6 years. It's going to be a nightmare.
Oh, don't diss caterpillar cake.
So I get, I don't know, do we get 2 cakes or do we now get 2? I don't know what oh god, all these things I've not had to think about. Right, well, we've got a few months yet. We've got 7 months, so. But either way, it's such a big part that you can't not involve them in the stream,
in your life as well, and
But also, there's a limit, right? They don't sit here for 4 hours.
No,
like they come in for 5 minutes. I like seeing them. I like sharing the fact that I've got a sick relationship with Ellie, and
and it gives you a little bit of time away from whatever's going on in front of you. Like if you're having a
just
really
takes me out of it for a second.
It does.
I mean,
I always say, even if I don't need the loo, I'm going to be right back. I'm just going to the toilet, but I'll just go and say hello to Kim. Do you know what I mean? I'll just go into the living room.
You do that though. Like, no one's going to judge you, mate.
Like sometimes I do need the loo. I'll go to the loo and then go and say hello. But most of the time,
I've been to the toilet in 3 years, boys. So,
Yeah, today when I went to the toilet earlier, I actually had a 5-minute nap because I'm so tired.
Wow, appalling. Set his alarm.
Yeah, I mean, I have been up over 24 hours already. I'm so tired. It's ridiculous.
What time are you finishing?
10. So I can go to bed at a normal time then. So
I saw you start yesterday. I was like, this is smart. I
got up I got out of bed at 11:30, walked to my mum's for my second webcam so I could do the Pokemon stuff, so I could set that all up like professionally. Like
I saw.
The webcam is awful, but it's better than like not having one and trying to use my phone or whatever. So I did all of that, and then I got home. I recorded another episode of my series. Which everyone, like a lot of people in the chat are involved in, which is fantastic. And so many, I was like, if you want to be involved, let me know. And everyone was like, bang, yeah, I want to be involved. Bang, 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 bang. Like it's really good. We'll move away from FM a bit and stay on the personal stuff. JD said Doug's real name is Billy Joel Carr, and that's one thing you and me have both got in common. We love Billy Joel.
Oh, good. How old are you, Brad?
I am 22. I think 23
I love
years.
That even more.
Yeah. I have 3 vinyls in my living room, and they are all Billy Joel vinyls.
You love to see it.
Yeah, they're my mum's. Like I have to give them back when I get my vinyls and stuff. But she's lent me them, and my love for Billy Joel came from my mum. I just wondered where yours came from.
Go on then, Brad.
Go on, play it. Go on, play it.
I won't do it. Yeah. There's a fee on that, Brad.
And I think Jeter loves Billy Joel as well. Look at him.
Good.
Yes.
It's 9 o'clock on a Saturday. Regular crowd shuffles in. Go on, bro. No, that's not.
No, that's not. Because I can't sing.
When I was like 10 or something, like that stops me. When I was like 10 or something, my dad had a cassette. For those who don't know what a cassette is, it was like a VHS. They were like big DVDs, but you had just music on. And he had a Billy Joel cassette, which was like 2-sided, and I probably had about 20 songs on it. And my favorite song on that was "The Longest Time."
Oh, I love that song.
I don't know why, but I was like 10 or something. I'd listen to it in the car on the way to wherever you were going. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And you'd have a CD. I don't know if you're old enough to experience this really, Brad, but you'd have a CD player.
Yeah.
Every time you'd go, but then every time you'd go on, like, not just having a CD player, you'd go over like a bump, or something like that, and the CD player would like catch the top, and you'd just be like, "Oh, I missed the key bit there."
Missed the key bit, yeah, it does happen. Big DVDs.
So yeah, but I remember listening to that and then just thinking, "Oh, I absolutely love this," and then just sort of being. Like, let's be honest, he's not been a massive part of my life, but he'd always be someone that would be on like every playlist I always had. And then when my addiction to because the New York thing, right? Okay, fine. Because
here we go. No, you can't. You can't mention Billy Joel without New York. No, you can't at all.
So when me and Ellie first got together, 2008, we sat on the field outside our college, and we both. I said to her, "Oh, if you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?" And she said New York, and I was like, "No way, me too. Like, I really want to go." And I'd had the opportunity to go that summer actually, but I couldn't afford to go. My cousins went. And they said, if you can pay for it, you can go. And I was like, I can't afford it at this point. I was a mess, basically. So I couldn't go. And I always regretted not going. And remember sitting with Ellie on that field in 2008 thinking, I'll never be able to take you there. But hopefully one day I'll win a prize on GMTV or something. I don't know. I just remember thinking, like, it's somewhere I always want to go. I don't even know what it was about it. There was just something about that place that I didn't have with like Paris or California or Berlin or Rome or anything like that. It was just like New York was the place. So when I eventually got to go and feel it, like the first time you went was great. Obviously, you didn't see Billy Joel that time, and I remember wanting to, and it just didn't, like, the dates just didn't match up. Whereas the second time we went, I intentionally matched it up so I could go see him.
You intentionally did it.
But the reason we went back is because I felt like I came away from the first trip, and it's such a big place with so much to do that I didn't finish like being there. I was like, it was still, there was something missing. And the second time we went, I actually feel like I got a lot more of that sort of completion of where I've been. And like the last day we were there, we sat in Central Park for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
And it was just being there and feeling like a New Yorker for those 6 hours. Just like sitting next to a tree, listening to music, reading a book, watching people play softball or whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
And then we just went home that night, and it was like, yeah, man, that was awesome. What, like,
yeah,
that's the feeling I wanted. Just sitting watching tourists go by, thinking that's not me right now.
No,
like,
you're just chilling.
but also knowing that that's absolutely me. So it was. So when I talk about it on stream and stuff, there's such a like emotional connection to that place for me, not just because we've been, but because for me it was like, I'll never be able to. Like, I just remember thinking, I'll never be able to afford to take you there, or anything like that. And then I was like, all right, I'm lucky enough that I found myself in a position where, like, I didn't really do anything else that year, but we could afford to go and have a really good time, go for a week and really experience it, like for 2 weeks, and see Billy Joel perform at Madison Square Garden, right? And then obviously I fell in love with the Rangers now. Yeah, but having that experience and being there at that place, man, it was. Even now, I can put myself in every place. I love being in that city, and I can see it and I can feel it, and it's just like, it's the most real thing, which I can't talk about on my stream because
people
just
get shit about it. Yeah, you just get absolutely rinsed.
But it's man, it's one. If it's somewhere you think you'd like.
There was a chance for me to actually go and live in Long Island, back in, I was at college, so I would have been 18 at the time, turning 19, and I was contacted by an American rugby league team at the time, and they'd seen like clips of me playing rugby league in the UK, and like for when I was like 16, 17, and like rugby stuff, and they were like, look, send us some photos, send us some information about you, like we'll get you over, you can be one of our 3 like foreign contracted players, all the visa stuff will be sorted. I was like, cool, sorted. And I was announced as a player just before the Christmas, and then I went home, did some stuff. I picked up an injury, but it didn't really affect me because I wasn't meant to go till like May. And then all of a sudden, the American rugby league scene, it just collapsed. Like, it just absolutely collapsed. And I had money to go. Like, I was saving up money to go from the college money that I'd taken with me. As soon as that American like rugby league dream, living on an island thing, just collapsed, I was like, there's no way I can afford to go and live and work over there at the moment in my current situation. So I just went out every week. I went out 3 nights a week and just splurged all this cash that I'd saved for America to go and live in America. But then if that hadn't have happened, at the Easter holidays when I came home again, I would never have met Kim, and 4 years later we wouldn't have been living together. And
there you go.
And I feel like I would have loved to go and live in Long Island, and it would have been fantastic, and like to live in the same like city as Billy Joel and all these fantastic people, and like become a New Yorker. Do you know what I mean? It's at such a young age you could have gone, like, and you could have. Do you know what I mean? And it would have been fantastic, and I could have been best friends with Jeter. But you know,
you speak about like the people, right? And that was so like when I've been to London loads of times, and I would go to London and I'd think, my one fear of New York was I don't want to go and just feel like I'm in another city in the world. And like I've been to be fair, like Paris doesn't feel like that. Paris feels like I'm in Paris.
Paris
is like, this is very different to London.
I have been to Paris and I didn't enjoy it, but I was very young at the time. I was in like year 8, so it was totally different. It's
a weird, like the design of Paris is odd. Anyway, going to New York, we stepped out of Penn Station, which is like underneath Madison Square Garden, and I think Childish Gambino had just finished performing at Madison Square Garden, so it was absolutely round. Me and Elle get there, walking out of this tube station with like 2 massive suitcases, like where the hell? Like I'm just looking up, being like, this is not like London. There's this one moment, but like I mentioned, you sit in like any of the parks, or you just sort of stand still in New York for any moment. When you're in London, there are like half the people have got a purpose and they're
Yeah.
walking somewhere with a purpose, and half the other people are just sort of dawdling around, talking to everyone they see. All right, mate. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm good. You're right. Yeah, I'll just stand here, lean up against this wall for 10 minutes. Yeah, let's have a chat. Right. In New York, it's not like that. In New York,
No.
everyone is doing this. Right. You can tell. I don't know what it is. Right. You can tell who's local and who's a tourist. Every tourist has got a camera in their hands. Right. Every single person when I say every single person, I mean a lot of, especially if they're under the age of like 25, is walking around like that, talking to someone with headphones in. Like literally, it's unbelievable. So Madison Square Park is just off Broadway, and we sat in there for about an hour and had lunch there. And I probably counted about 1,000 people. Jesus. It felt like just walking through, just
like that on their phone. Yeah,
just doing that the whole way. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm sure it's like that in other places. But there is just this idea of I am plugged in to this city right now, and absolutely, I couldn't.
Crazy,
there's like a Wi-Fi connection that just exists over Manhattan that they're all connected to.
They're all connected to. Yeah,
unbelievable. Like, to the point where you're just like, are they just all talking to each other?
What is going on? They must be. Yeah. Like two people are probably walking
crazy.
Like this, right? They're one person here, one person here. They're just doing this, but they're talking to each other. They just walk past each other. They don't even realise.
Phone charges must be in that.
Yeah. There's a few questions that people have put in the chat. I'm going to go to one from Corgi or Jordan. 3 places Ben wants to go to if he could, anywhere in the world.
Sydney. I'd love to go to Australia.
Yeah.
But it's just getting there is horrible.
Yeah.
So if I don't have to travel, then I'd probably do.
If I didn't have to travel,
I can't be doing like the 20-hour flight or whatever it is. Do me a favour.
My mum's been to there as well, and I'm annoyed.
Austria. I was looking at some of the scenery in Austria.
On GeoGuessr.
I don't know if GeoGuessr forced it, actually. But I was just like, wow, this place is. I don't know, like Switzerland, Austria, around that sort of part of Europe. I would love to go there and just sort of like it looks breathtaking. Man. It looks really cool. And then somewhere like Rio. Yeah. Like I would, because I just think it's very different. Like I don't know.
I think the Olympics, was it the Olympics they held in Rio that was, and then that just lit it up, didn't it, as a city? Yeah. And it showed all the good bits. So there's
lots of other places I would like to go to, but I think Rio, like Vienna and Sydney, would be like right up there. I think. Yeah. Like a lot of people would say like Tokyo. Right. My interest in Tokyo is not that strong. I know a lot of people would like love to go to Japan though, but I think you have to go there on the flight, don't you? Just stop in Tokyo. So I'll just do that. We'll spend the day in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But I've never had sushi properly.
No, I want it as well.
Tesco is like.
No, I don't want to go to Yo Sushi either. Like, I want to actually have it. Yeah. So
I get a feeling, Brad, that the meal deal sushi is not the same.
No, it's not. Is it? No, sushi. I've had that meal deal sushi, and I didn't. I put it that way. I had one bite, and I didn't have the rest.
Yeah. There's something about it that's not quite
the same. Yeah. There was Gaming Armadillo had a question. He said he had a question, but I don't think he's actually asked it. If you want to put it in. When did you start streaming FM, Ben?
It was April 2014.
Oh, so quite a while ago then. So six years or so. I mean, some people have got like 85 months or something, haven't they? I think. Something crazy. Yeah.
It was FM. I think it was FM 15.
Was this the one? Was this the one where you got sacked after you didn't do the press conference? Was that the first FM?
No, probably. Do you know what's quite interesting? Now, if you just type in the word DoctorBenjy onto YouTube, my old YouTube channel doesn't come up, but this one does.
Okay.
Wow. Amazing.
McKinsey's got a question. As a content creator, do you ever experience actual fresh air?
Yeah. not as much as we should. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? That you should probably be getting more of, but equally, the window is open sometimes. But I need controlled lighting, Brad. So it's difficult. I can't have the window open all the time. I can't have the curtain waving because we've had that. I remember, I don't know what series it was. I'd do like the Palmer series or whatever, and my curtains would just like not black out curtains.
No.
So my face just looked ridiculous all the time. No. Which was annoying.
I mean, you can probably see my curtain right now. My window ends here, My window ends here. My curtain's here.
Well, my
Like,
curtain
we have
colour,
got blinds, but it's
you obviously can't see it. If I had a mirror, I'd hold up the mirror.
no, it's fine. Yeah.
But my curtain colour is what is this sticky shit on the back of my phone? Sorry, that's
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Do you know what I think? Ellie bought me some lemon marmalade.
Yeah,
I was having some lemon marmalade on toast yesterday, and I think it's just the remnants of that. Viewers, don't worry.
Embreezy's got a question for both. How strong do you feel the FM community is at this moment in time, and
just quickly,
can it keep getting stronger?
Can you see my curtain colour?
Not really.
Grey.
Greyish, yeah.
Yeah. You can't really tell.
No.
My phone needs a clean. Sorry, what was the question?
This is from Embreezy, so someone we both know.
I've
how strong do you feel the FM community is at this moment in time, and can it keep getting stronger?
I think naturally it will probably get. I mean, if it can get stronger, in theory, it can get weaker, right? So I think it'll probably get weaker.
Okay.
From now, because it will grow, and much like we talked about the FIFA community, right? I imagine the FIFA community in its early stages was quite small, but we're very close to having 4 Football Manager YouTube channels that are people. So I'm not really including Scout.
Yeah.
That are people that are going to be over 100,000 subscribers like this year.
That's you, Kev, Jack, and Zealand. Zealand is the other one. Yeah.
So with that, like, of course, there is lots of crossover there.
Yeah.
But Z has brought a whole new audience to this game. I'm pretty confident me and Kev have pretty different audiences.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah.
And then Jack's probably in the middle of those 3 people. I would say there's a bit of everything with Jack. With that happening, right? People didn't think 20,000 was possible. They didn't think 50,000 was possible. We're now very close to having 100,000. I've got 50,000 close to on Twitch. Z's going to be close to that as well. I'm sure like other people will be there soon enough. Like, it's just one of those things that is going to keep growing, and with that, it's going to. But that to me, that is opportunity. That is like I'm going to try and keep it together. I can't not without the Streamer Showdown. The Streamer Showdown is it's so built upon our community that if it all split apart, then the showdowns would be so much more difficult. The reason they work, right? This is something that if anyone's thinking about doing tournaments, I see loads popping up. But the reason they work is that I have an open line to every single person in it. To the point that if I need something, I can contact them that day and they will reply that day. Yeah. And I'm not waiting for 3 days for them to reply. Like, even when we have someone like Spencer in or whoever it is, or Manny, right? I've got them both on WhatsApp. You know, let me just drop those names. So if I need to message them, I can message them. And the reason these tournaments work is that we're all working towards the same goal. It doesn't matter if you've got 2 million subscribers on YouTube or 20 viewers on Twitch. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And that is so important. So I will try and keep the community as close together as I can. I feel like I managed to bring it together. It wasn't just me, right? But again, leading it, someone had to. But I brought it together for the showdown. I think by doing that, I brought people that were watching it closer together. Like, it's become a talking point. We're talking about it on streams that it's not mine or not the showdown stream. Like, you want to talk about it to a degree. So it's clearly having a community influence upon what other people are doing now, which is sick. That's what we always wanted it to be. It's clearly something for someone to for people to aspire to be involved in, which is great. And if that carries on, then I can see the community becoming closer. It'll take a few people to kick up a fuss and get upset and like start to revolt against it, because that'll be at some point that's going to happen, and someone's going to decide to be the cool guy that fights the authority of the Streamer Showdown, whatever it is, and that will happen at some point, and they'll because some people are trying to do that already, to the point where like they're trying to make us be rivals. And
you
like,
don't want
they'll message us. They'll message us going, "Oh, we're doing this thing. Like, do you have a problem with it?" It's like, well, as long as you don't call it the Streamer Showdown and do our exact format, then you fill your boots. Boy.
Like, do what you need to do.
I really don't mind. Like, I want to see other tournaments crop up. I want to see people within the Showdown invited to those tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, Mike gets involved in some of the ones that we take part in, like, because they're based in like his Discord, like is his like staff room, so to speak, like his sort of admin people and stuff like that. So he gets involved then. The Gaming Armadillo asks for both of us, but mainly towards you, I feel, would be this one. What advice would you give to smaller FM streamers or streamers in general, I'll put in there, who have just started streaming?
Don't expect anyone to watch for the first 3 months.
I'd agree.
Do you know what I mean? Don't worry about that period, that element of
Yeah.
it, I totally get. It's so easy for me to say that on my little horse, but it's a really hard thing to get an audience. Make sure that when you get people come in and talk to you about stuff, that you connect with those people. You make people that care about what you're doing as much as you care about it.
Yeah.
If you don't care about it, or they come in and you're sitting there silently, and then they say, "All right, mate," and you go, "Oh yeah," and you just carry on playing the game. Like, there's a huge difference between, like, people think, Brad, this is the crux of the issue, right? People think that streamers are video gamers, and they're not. They are content producers.
Yeah.
That is not the same thing. If you are trying to get into this as a job, I'm not a professional Football Manager player, even though I joke that I am on my website. But like, that's not. But
No,
we're not
that's
just
no.
playing Football Manager.
Yeah.
That is the byproduct of everything else around, or the Football Manager creates everything else around it, right? So Football Manager is the thing that we use as the topic, but what goes around it is what makes us full-time and makes us YouTubers. It's not. So our what we're doing on Twitter, what we're doing on YouTube, what we're doing on Instagram, what we're doing like everywhere else. I know it sounds really calculated when you talk about it like this, and it sounds like it's one big business venture that you've been conned into enjoying, right? But it gets to a certain size, it kind of has to become that. Otherwise, it just becomes out of control. You have to change your mindset to it a little bit. It doesn't have to be that straight away, but you have to be in the mindset of a content producer. And if you're making stuff that you don't think people would enjoy watching, then, well, why would they watch it?
Yeah.
Like I know JD was joking before, right? But if you come in and you go, "Don't watch it," it's not, or like, don't put the pressure on, it's not good. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm proud of it. It's good. You should come check it out.
Yeah.
Like, because already I'm coming in thinking he doesn't rate himself. Like, and I know I've spoken to him. Like, I know he's good. I've watched some of his stuff. It's good, but he's got to do a lot more of being good.
It has to
like,
do
it's got
a
to
lot more
keep
of
happening.
good. Yeah, definitely.
Like, you're not going to find anyone in the Showdown that's been doing it less than like 3 months.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they need to have put in that bit of time to figure out what they are, what they do, and how they do it, and then you can bring them into Showdowns. But if you look at it and you think it's just playing video games, and that you do that without getting paid for it, I'm going to do it and just stream, and people are going to love it. It's not what it is.
No.
Like, it's not how it is.
Yeah.
You've got to take it as a content job, not a video playing job.
Yeah. Question from Corgi again. When did you know it was the right time to go full-time in content creating? Like, what was it that made you know it would be the right decision?
I had nothing else on the table because I was a loser. Is the sad answer, really. Like, I didn't have anything else going on. So for me, it wasn't a case of I had to give this up to do this. I think if you're within like 20%, I think if you're thinking about it, if you're within 20% of your real job income and you're doing it on the side, and so for example, if you're earning like 1,500 quid, or what, let's do it. If you're earning £1,000 a month, through doing a job, and you're earning 800 quid a month doing content, you can probably afford to switch. And if you do it before that point, like there's margin. If you do that before that point, you're probably taking a risk that is too big for you to then swallow if it goes wrong. Yeah. Right. But if you can, like, I was slightly different. Like, I think you probably can do it like that, and I think people do that. Before I could call it like properly, so I did it for about 2.5 years without I called it like my job, because I felt like I had to get to a point financially where it was like, right, okay, now I can commit to doing this and spend all my time doing it. And that was when, like, so we talked about like this mentality switch, right? That's when my mentality switch went to, right, I'm not just playing video games now. I am a content creator, and I already had that mindset a little bit getting into it, which gave me like a step up. I'd had failures on YouTube. It was like, right, I'm going to make this a thing now. And having those failures led to what it is now. But I had to make the switch of, I have to think like a content creator, not like a Football Manager player. Yeah, like that, and that's the bit that people can't do. They can't switch roles. It sounds like I totally understand how it sounds. It sounds so big-headed to go, you can't do what I do, but there are lots of people that can't do what I do. Like, it sounds really awful. But in the same way that I will not, I couldn't present like the weather to a good standard. I'd just be doing jokes about rain, and it wouldn't be good. Like, there's lots of jobs in the world. I couldn't be a nurse. I couldn't actually be a doctor. No. Right? There are loads of things I can't do, and while this looks easy because people think it's video games, like there's like the quote of there's levels to this game, and I'm still not at the top level. Right, I live in the Football Manager world. Yeah, right. Okay, I'm looking good, but me and Z have talked about this. we're looking beyond Football Manager at some point. Like, it's
Yeah.
cool having this Football Manager realm that we sit in, and being like a big part of that is great, and I love it. And the relationships I've got with people as a result, fantastic. The fact we're doing this right now, right?
Yeah.
Is part of this. But you are kidding yourself if you think it's easy.
Oh God, no.
You are absolutely kidding yourself.
Like, even like a year ago, even the thought of me ever having to sit down and not even this, but even like play Among Us with someone that I've watched on YouTube for a long time, well, in my eyes, a long time. The thought of that was mad. Like, the first time I played Among Us with you, I think Dave was there. Like, it's mental how in the space of joining the community to going there, it's so much hard work. And even now, I know that you said you'd make the time, and I really appreciate this. This is mental for me in my head. Like, I tried to plan some questions, and I was just like, I can't plan questions. Like, I know stuff about you that you've said that, and this goes back to someone's question about podcasting. How do you interview people? As someone is a journalist or is a junior qualified journalist, it's not necessarily about finding the right questions to ask. It's finding the right way to ask the questions about things you know about that person. Like, I know Ben's been through tough times, and I know a lot of Ben's YouTube content and what he's done on Twitch, but knowing how he went through all that process is something that I need to learn in case, well, because I'm where Ben was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, Ben might have classed himself as a loser with nothing else to do, right? But when in lockdown, before I got the job I'm currently doing now, I was shielding. Like, I could not go anywhere. I was stuck inside the same four walls, drinking 3 bottles of Corona a day because I could, and I wasn't doing anything else. When I got my computer, it was the best day of my life because it gave me something to do. Like, it gave me a purpose of, actually, you know what, it doesn't matter if I can't go out. I can stream. I can play. I can get a plug-in Xbox controller and I can play Fall Guys with my friends and stream it. I can play Football Manager. Like, it's crazy. Like, one of the funniest things that's happened to me on a stream is I had a cold, so I had Olbus oil on a tissue, and it had run out. So I was just like sniffing the bottle, and I'd got it on my fingers, and I itched my eye.
That's gone, but that's not gone well.
And I don't need to say what happens, but you can see it. There's a clip on my channel, and you can see it, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it was totally accidental. Like, and it's stuff like that. It brings people in because they watch it and go, "That guy's funny." Like, that guy just makes stupid mistakes, and that guy's funny. And it's things like that. It's like that video of you. I'll go back to it. That video of you being sacked on stream.
Self-harm. Yeah, self-harm.
Yeah, self-harm is self-harm isn't the root. That's not what I'm saying. But accidental mistakes, like you agreeing to do press conferences, then rejecting a press conference, and instantly being sacked, like on the same day within like an hour of being the manager. That is accidental content that people will stick with because it's so funny.
FM actually, I don't know if you know, FM actually changed the code of the game so that couldn't happen after it happened to me.
Yeah,
like
you did everyone a serve it. It's brilliant.
So, you know, happy to help. Happy to help. They saw it and just messaged me going, "Yeah, that shouldn't have happened." I was like, "Great,
brilliant.
What do I do now?
What do I do?"
Blackpool. Thanks very much. But no, so it's like it's. I think for a lot of people, it's an escape, not just for the people that are watching it, but for the people doing it. And again, I feel like there's been a change in how I'm offering this advice. Right, I'm being quite brutal when I say to people like, "You can't do what I do," and it sounds like I'm sitting here like, "Oh, I'm so much better than you." At this, I am. Like, I know that sounds really doesn't mean the person. Like, doesn't mean that like, personally I think I'm way better than you.
No.
But at this one thing that we're both doing, I'm doing it really well.
Yeah.
Like, and that isn't that again. Some people will watch that and go, "He's so arrogant. You should read the way he's talking about himself." Like, I'm confident in what I do.
Yeah.
Like, I know that there are things to improve upon, and that keeps me grounded to the point where, like, I'm not great at every aspect of this. I've just changed up one of my YouTube series with Do It Better. Where I don't do jokes.
No, there's no jokes, and it was different watching that. Like, that's the sort of content I grew out of Lokidoki to watch more serious content, and you're moving into that sort of serious content realm because it's something that people want to see from you rather than just that funny side.
Yeah, I think people that will think what I'm saying is arrogant are the people that want me to be arrogant. They want me to be the person that
Yeah.
they don't like very much, right? But I think there are fewer and fewer of those people about now, which is good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
There's definitely a point where people thought I was like this horrendous person
Yeah.
that would just like, because and when I started, like, I was on a crusade to bring everyone, because I knew I was on like the rise at that point. I was like, I want to bring all these people with me on the rise, and there weren't enough people that could commit full time, and I was treating it like, you should want to be this. They were like, I just like doing this stuff, mate.
Yeah.
Just leave it. So I became way less like antagonistic, to the point where I actually stopped giving advice.
Yeah,
For
I
like
get that.
2 years. I was like, and because I'd give people advice sometimes, and then they'd turn around and they'd use things I said in private to them and like tweet them out really like bitchily. And I'm like, so I'd say, you're not doing this very well, and they'd tweet out, oh, because apparently I'm not doing this very well. It's like, you came to me and asked for advice.
Yeah,
you can't
exactly.
Then turn around.
Yeah, I've asked you for advice before, and your advice was just crack on, just do it, do what you think, and look at your stuff as well. You were like, don't give up straight away. Like it's so difficult to not quit when it's not going well at the start.
Because it's hard not to compare, Brad.
Yeah,
like
it
you
is.
said a minute ago, like you were where I am right now. You are where I was 5 years ago.
Yeah, it's
like,
so. I have to think about where you are.
It's a long way away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it is. Like it's so mad.
It's hard not to compare. But then, and this is why it's kind of great, and it's also not great, is that Zealand has done what people want to do in a year.
Yeah, it's mad.
But people forget that he has got a degree and has worked in broadcasting since he was 14.
He is
not
talented.
He's not
man,
the normal.
He's not normal. He's not normal at all. No.
It's not a good person to compare yourself to.
No. JD's got a question, and he said, obviously, he's not asking for names. He's just curious on how much fitting into the Showdown environment is key. He said, is there creators you think on merit, e.g. the grind they've put into Football Manager streaming, that you'd like to get in the Showdown, but don't think they fit the mold to bounce off everyone else?
Yeah.
I think you've said that before as well.
I will say, right, the grind element of it, I don't care about your grind necessarily. I care about your quality, and if your quality has come from your grind, then cool. Let's talk about the build to where you are now. But the idea that you getting on every day and streaming for 3 hours and doing that for a year gives you the opportunity to then be in the Showdown that we produce at a pretty high level. Like, I've had esports people contact me, I've had people from other scenes contact me and go, what you do with no budget essentially, right, is better than our scene that's been going for 3 years.
Yeah, it's mad.
Or for 4 years.
It's crazy, isn't it?
The way that we produce it and put it on and have it go across streams, like, it's not, and we do it in a game that is not built for online. It's like the key bit as well. Like, we've had to rewrite Football Manager Online to fit in with what we want it to be. It's like, I'm remiss to say, like, about Nerdphonic, it just doesn't happen, right? Like, it's not a thing that he's put so much of that together to enable, like, as he says, like, he says this, not me, I'm sort of the visionary of what happens. I come up with the ideas of what everything looks like, and then Matt tells me if he can do it or not. And then if we can't, we either outsource it to someone else,
or
do you know what I mean? He calls me stupid, or he doesn't. Like, there's like 3 options: either we do it, he shuts me down completely, or we get Proudy to make the intro for us. In After Effects or whatever. So.
EU Zelk, I think he says. What is your favourite ever FM save for your content?
It changes all the time. But I'll say Salford, because I think that's the one ultimately. The Salford story.
I think Ali asked a question earlier. He was like, do you think Salford changed the game for FM in content creation? In my eyes, it's what caught my attention, and I think it's what pushed everyone else to sort of do it, because I think before that I didn't really know. Like, I'd played FM since 2009, and I think Salford was what, 2015? 2016. Like, that's 7 games. That's 7 whole years where you just don't like realize there's probably that content in it all.
It was. I think a lot of people look back at that series, and that, like, if I look back now, that series has got like mad views on like episode 50 or whatever, things like this. Like, it did well. The way it was introduced to people and the way it was presented was different to how anyone was doing Football Manager. Like, it wasn't just about the save anymore. It was about the things that go on outside of the save, that I essentially had to make up But
Yeah.
so that was the big difference, right? Everyone else would rely on. Just realised, Brad. Sorry, my lighting's shit.
It's fine. It's
There
fine.
we
It's
go.
all right.
No,
I
it's
mean,
not fine. That's better.
I
So
mean,
now we're streaming.
mine doesn't change. Mine just keeps moving along.
Oh well, you know,
You've got
we saw
your.
Baz earlier on, so we should just rock
Just
it.
have a rocket. These two questions, I'll real wrap it up soon. I'm aware you've got things you need to do. Arc FM and Villa, these questions sort of thing. Arc FM asked, what's the long term target outside of FM content for you? And also Villa asked, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Tough, isn't it? Because if you'd have said 5 years ago, where would you be doing? Because the streamer showdown is like a big part of my life right now.
Yeah,
it is a big part of my life. And it's a part of my life not just from a content standpoint, but from like a business standpoint right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this or not. Really, I've not taken a penny for anything we've brought in, like sponsor wise, right now anyway. As I talk to you right now.
Yeah.
But other people, like there's other people that do. Streamers don't. None of the streamers have been paid for anything. Like, but the people that work on what makes it what it is, like for example, hopefully Matt wouldn't mind me saying. So Matt has, because the amount of work that man puts in, I wish I should have paid him like 5 times the amount I've probably like given him to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So because it's become such a big part of my life, because we've had contact with some like big companies over it. Obviously, KFC have been sponsoring it, which is ridiculous.
That's mental.
And whether they come back for a few more, who knows? You know, announcements soon. I've always wanted to be in. Like, I grew up working on events with my dad. My dad was head of tourism for Great Yarmouth. He put on a lot of events, whether it be, I don't know, like a band performing in a village green, or not a village green, but like on the seafront in Great Yarmouth, or whether it was a fireworks display or a maritime festival or whatever it was, right? Some small scale events, some massive events. And I watched him manage people, and I took a lot of that, and it was like, right, I'm going to figure out like how he's doing it and what makes it successful and why people are enjoying it and things like this, right? And I applied that all to what I do with the Showdown, and of course put my own like spin on how we operate. I now think that me going into that world of events and putting on events, whether that be esports or just competitive gaming, because I think there's a difference. Like, I don't know, I'd love to be able to make the Showdown like my full-time thing, which would mean we'd have to go into other games.
Yeah.
And the streamer Showdown, which is already a brand in America, but not trademarked in the UK. So
that's good. That's good.
It's something that we're going to have to like obviously work out and see if it's possible to become that. And equally, like, who knows how big the Football Manager like version of it can be. Right? I still feel like we're very much in. Like, we've done it for. We're about to have our 10th one.
The
like,
10th
it feels
one.
like we've been doing like 50 of them.
Yeah, because there's so much work.
We're about to have our 10th. That seems crazy that we're doing 10. You think about when you do 10 streams.
Yeah, it's
right.
mad.
That's 2 weeks. Like,
this
has taken a year almost.
Yes.
It's been pretty crazy. So we're working,
and obviously February's short turnaround as well for you all. With it being 3 weeks to get everything ready for the Thursday or whatever day you decide to do the draft, which is usually the Thursday, but like 3 weeks to get everything ready.
We used to work with everything would be sorted and decided within 2 weeks of it happening, and now a week after the last one, I knew the whole lineup for everything.
Yeah, I had everything
set up already.
You've got everything ready to go.
Because we need to apply people. We need to change intros. We need to change packages. We need to change graphics. We need to change things within the game.
There's so many people behind the scenes as well. Like there's Friday Night FM, there's Joe, there's Millie, there's
he's got to know all the social stuff that goes out.
Yeah,
Millie's got to know like what's going on with the role he plays at the weekends and stuff like that, and drafts and all sorts. So
it's mental.
And you want to give people the time to be available. That's also like a big part of it. So in 5 years, I've got no idea. The idea that Doug will be 5 then, and I'll be 35, still younger than Kev is now. And it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I think the boring answer is I'd like to have a mortgage on a house, which is really boring, isn't it? But I'd like to have a mortgage on a house.
I think I don't think it's boring.
I want Ellie to be. I'll put it this way, and she's not listening, thankfully. But I want Ellie to be doing whatever she wants to be doing, and I want to be enabling that.
Okay. What does Ellie do? What does Ellie do now?
She's on maternity leave, Brad.
What did she used to do? Before?
She works as an admin for the NHS.
Oh, nice. My partner does. She's a coordinator, admin for cancer services as well. So It's very similar job roles.
And she likes doing it, right? But I'd love there to be a world where she can do.
Yeah.
And if that's what she wants to do, right, crack on.
Crack
I want
on.
there to be a
I always
position
say that as well to my partner.
She can do whatever she wants, whether that be look after one child, two children. That's the point. I might have 2 kids by then. Oh my word!
You could have, you could have another kid by then. Like
bloody hell.
Double Dr. Dad. Like
double Doug.
Double Doug. I think I've run out of questions from the chat. But actually no. If you could change one thing about FM or an improvement added, what would it be?
I would make online really good.
Make online so much better. Yeah, it isn't easy, is it? It isn't easy.
Yeah, it sounds obvious, right? But I'd fix online if possible. But no, it's been good.
Yeah, this has been fantastic.
Thanks for having me, brothers.
That's all right. No, thank you for coming in. It means a lot. It really helps. It feels like I've always wanted to sit down and just chat and just sort of get to know more about who I play online, like games with, and who I watch.
I was gonna say it's nice talking
like
to you, not thinking you're the imposter. So,
I mean, that imposter win that we had on when I was AFK at the start was pretty good.
Yeah, well, I'll throw down the gauntlet. I think I am one of the best among us players in the Football Manager community.
I'd like to say I was up there on that specific map.
Yeah, but I think I'm top 3. I think I'm top 3, Brad. I will say Jeter's in the chat. He's very good as well.
Oh,
right. He's got.
I remember
give him credit, but when I'm playing, and sorry about this, Jeter. When I'm and this is a hint for everyone else, right? When I'm playing, I will try and kill Jeter quite early because I think he's quite good.
Yeah.
I want him out.
I always try and kill you. Yeah.
Deep's a little thrower.
Deep just follows you all the time. He's like, you just go together. Like, doesn't matter what you do.
Bollocks, Deep's throwing me under the bus 24/7. Dreadful.
No, thank you very much. I'll let you go because I know you said you wanted to record Thames and try and get a stream in today. Obviously you woke up very late. It's in the mud. But no, thank you for coming and thank you for bringing all these viewers as well. This has been mental. 89 we're currently on right now.
Now listen up. I know how Twitch goes. Just because some of you are here. Sorry about this, Brad. Some of you are here because you come to watch me. Key, what are you doing next?
I think we're doing network save. I think with Barry and Ethan, but Ethan hasn't come back to us, so I'll probably just be doing normal offline Crystal Palace transfer window Premier League.
Barry. All right, so stick around, watch Brad do that. Help if you enjoyed chatting, you enjoyed Brad's gift of his gab, then make sure you drop him a follow.
Yeah, and
he just hit 500. He's on the way to 1,000 followers, not 750.
That's my goal. That's my goal for this year. 1,000 followers.
1,000 followers.
That's my end of year goal.
Drop him a follow. Now's the time. And who knows, by season 29 of Showdown, he might be on the lowdown. So you'll be like, I remember him when he was chatting with Benji about New York.
Yeah,
typically.
Just New York good stuff. No, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, man, anytime.
Yeah, and also, if possible, whatever you feel I need to do to be involved in the lowdown or the showdown, just let me know whenever you're free. I know you're quite busy at the moment, but
bribery.
I'd love to know.
You need to. Right now, you need better lighting.
Yeah, this room is awful. I'm gonna get a ring light soon.
The background's fine. Dave as a party looks like he's in an old people's library. So, it's absolutely fine. But change, illuminate your face more.
Yeah.
Because you look like if I turn this light off, right? You look more like that's not the best example. Turn the light on, but you look more like you're in sort of a darker room, which is not.
It is quite dark in this room, yeah.
Keep watching, Brad, by all means. While I stare and slate his stream. But but it's amazing what lighting can do.
It does. No, it does. Yeah.
That's the moral of the story. It's amazing what lighting can do to a person's face. Even if I've looked tired for the last 90 minutes.
I have looked like absolute. I've looked like shit since about 2 hours in. I went, I'm tired, and I knew this was going to be tough. So. Yeah, I knew this was going to be tough today, but no, it's been a pleasure.
That's not. You can't. It looks. See, there's a gap. It's the gap again.
It's the gap again. You've got the gap again.
I can't help the gap. How do I get rid of? There's the gap.
There you go. You've gone.
And then you turn that light on there, and that. Oh no, that's on the other side. This is the world. This is the world I live in. There we go.
There we go. Look.
And then it's
sorted.
fine. I can't change it.
Yeah, no.
And luckily for me, OBS picks that up. But then you can see like a weird flicker, right? Because this light is not at the same hertz as the other lights. It's good content creation.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming on. Among Us at 6 if you're free, maybe.
Oh, you're playing at 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I'm trying to get 6 till 9 in on the stream. There's a few of us that have said yes. I didn't know if you're interested.
Let me just hang on. Well, let me find out right now for you, Brad. I'll give you a definitive answer. Liverpool play at 8 o'clock, so 6 is probably fine.
Yeah, we can do like 6 to 8, and then we'll probably just do.
Have people confirmed?
There's a few, yeah. I think JD said Corky's in. Breezy was going to try. He said he'd get back to me. I think we had 6 at the minute, but some people don't reply. So, and I did ask at midnight. So it was
playing at 6 p.m. today for at Brad's stream. Look at this. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, we've got Luke, Bullions, Diz, me, and Corgi at the moment.
Make yourselves available.
Oh yeah, I don't think you've. Yeah, JM Rutter is Corgi. If you didn't realise.
That's confusing.
So yeah,
JM Rutter 40. Corgi?
It's like the JD lazy number 9 thing.
I hate that. I hate the JD lazy number 9 thing.
Yeah, it's not great, is it? No, I don't know.
Subscribe.
Yeah, Sam, thank you very much. I'm gonna go when we're done. We're gonna go
charity as well.
Yeah, 50% split between Macmillan Cancer Support in memory of my grandma, and 50% split to Andy's Man's Club, a men's mental health charity.
Right. Is there a link, Brad?
There is. Just I'll drop the exclamation mark donate. Hold on.
Oh, you should have done a proper link, Brad.
There is. It is below. It is below. But I'll do.
There we go. Is there like a Just Giving page? Is what I mean.
No, because I'm splitting it 50-50. So yes, I can't. Yeah. So. Yeah, and I won't be able to do it until Twitch money comes through. So.
I'm going to give you Kev's fee for the next show.
Sorry, thanks for the. I will go through all these donations, like Breezy, Gita. Thank you so much, Barry, for those 1,500 bits. Mental. Breezy, that's $67 you gave me yesterday. Legend, thank you. And
well done, Breezy. Great guy, mate. Noted, Breezy. Nice.
Official official SHD. That's not how you spell his name. He's not going to be happy with you.
Wait, do I even need to put the code in? What's going on?
Oh, Ben, thank you so much. It means so much.
Sorry, mate.
It means a lot.
Right.
Yeah, you crack on and film Thames, which you said.
Yeah, well, actually, we're actually in a pretty good spot, right? We're doing all right at the moment.
So yeah, I need to catch up. So, Sai, Among Us was at 6. If you stream FM, so I'll probably invite you to the Discord if that's all right, Ben. I know it's your Discord, but Sai streams FM, so you can.
People think that's me being generous there. It's just a tax write-off. So...
tax write-off. Charity tax write-off.
Yeah, it's mad that, innit? Oh, yeah, I'll get all around the charity. Can you write that off as... Yeah. Right. Is April coming up?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
No, it's because I love charity. And
because you love charity.
Right.
Yeah, hour 17 we're into now. That's mental. Flipping out. Hour 17.
Yeah, keep going, mate. This will be the last 24-hour stream you ever do.
I did say if I reach £1,500, I'll do another one, but I don't think we're going to reach that. So thank you guys. I don't want to reach it.
That's very brave. The problem with it, right? Actually, yeah. Let me call some little shits out. Right. The problem with Among Us is some people watching Brad's stream when we're playing Among Us kills it. You are killing the game. I can tell you are every single time. Stop packing.
You know, it's fine. It's fine.
I've just done that. I just have to get that off my chest.
No, it's perfectly fine.
Right, football manager. Ugh.
Yeah, go and play some Thames. I need to catch up on that when I get. I'll probably tomorrow. I'm not streaming tomorrow.
Don't you don't have to lie. Say you're not enjoying it. So you'd rather watch Dortmund.
No, I am. I do enjoy it. I don't have the time now at the minute.
No, it's fine. Just... You made your case. You made your point.
So no, thank you very much. Thank you to everyone who's dropped a follow, subscribed, everything just now. It means a lot. Kind of you to let this new guy be on your stream. Yeah, I know, Mist. It's brilliant, isn't it?
Thanks, mate. It's been good.
Yeah, no worries. I
know you're waiting for me to leave. I'm just not. I'm seeing what you're doing.
Yeah, no. Feel free. You can head off and do what you need to do. I'm gonna go to my intermission screen.
I'm gonna stay here.
You're just gonna stay here. I mean, we're not gonna get a Thames video.
Well, I can wait.
They can wait. Awkward goodbye that takes forever. No, I'm gonna leave and then crack on because I really need the loot. So
all right, well, I'm not going anywhere.
You're just gonna stay.
Well, you go to the toilet then. I'll stay. You go.
Do you want to entertain my stream for 5 minutes? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I'll be right back. I'll mute my mic and Ben can just talk.
Yep. Excellent. Hi guys. DoctorBenjy FM. Streamer Showdown coming up. Do you want an exclusive that I shouldn't say? Do you want? I mean, Braz won't even hear it, so he'll be like, "What?" The next draft is Premier League and one wild card. Squad of 18, one wild card. Ooh. 500 million. So yeah, make sure your wild card's good. A lot of pressure on the wild card. That's what we've done, you see. Spicing things up a little bit. So we'll see who people go for. So yeah, no one knows that yet. That's news. Yeah, if you don't know me, then it's perfectly reasonable. Just having a nice time, really. Just hanging out. I've got a lot of the data for the previous showdown, so I can tell you how many Premier League players have been previously and things like that. Yeah, I showed that on stream yesterday, and someone was like, "Oh, I say you're doing Premier League next time." It's like, not quite, sunshine. Well observed, though. Shouldn't have revealed that graphic, really. If you've not yet followed Brad's stream, 75 of you watching, give that a go. You know, it's classic sort of 6 out of 10 content, but it's content I'm sure you'll enjoy. You know, put it on the background while you're doing other things when your favourite streamers aren't online. So, see, he's not here, is he? So I can say what I want. I can literally say what I want. You might know Ben from such as the Thames Make It Better. It's called Do It Better, Diz. Research that before you have me on your show. And he's back.
I'm back. DeCanio and Brilliance, thank you for the bits. Yeah, so no, it means a lot for you. Thank you for coming on.
Pleasure, mate.
And we'll catch up at 6 o'clock for some Among Us.
Hopefully, yeah. Elle might be like, "We're doing dinner. You've not seen Doug all day." So if that happens,
obviously, things happen.
I won't be playing.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, I'm going to end the call. Thank you so much. Yeah, if that's okay. Am I allowed? Or
no,
or
okay.
or are you too much of a big dog and you have to do it?
You've asked me if it's okay. I've said no. You're cool, Brad.
I mean, I'm gonna have to go. I've got some hours to do. No, I'll message you in after the stream and I'll catch up with you if we're around. So
we'll see how the next 30 seconds goes.
Thank you very much, Ben. I shall speak to you later on. Chat, please feel free to stick around. You don't have to, but please do. I'd love it if you did. Yeah, peace out and see you soon, Ben.
No, I'm not good.
Ben stuck around for stubbornness. Yeah, that didn't happen. I need to reset this now. I had to go. I've got things to do. Benji in the mud. Look, unreal. What the fuck, Ben? I've got things to do. I've got a network game to play. Thank you so much for that, Ben. That means a lot. We can go. We ready? Overran. Yeah, shout out to the doctor. Claim to fame right there. I hung up DoctorBenjy. That's it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And a massive thank you once again to Ben for coming on to the stream during the 15th or whatever hour it was during that 24-hour madness. Like I said, the links to Andy's Mans Club and Macmillan Cancer Support will be down in the description below, so you can check those guys out. There was also an open link to Macmillan, which the family as a whole are doing in memory of my grandma. So do feel free to drop that down below. If you'd like to see this turn into a proper thing, also let me know down below. Anyone you'd like to see on here and talk to me, or I talk to them about things, just let me know. It's not a promise that we'll get around to doing it, but it's something that I've really wanted to do for a long time. So hopefully we can turn this into a 100% full-time thing. Also down below, I just want to let you know I stream on Twitch 4 or 5 times a week. I put out YouTube content. The link to Journo FC episode 1 will be in the description, so you can start from there. We sell merch on Teespring, plenty of hoodies, t-shirts, loads of things. We've got Journo FC jerseys at Victory Kits, so we have a lot going on, okay? Once again, I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, turn the notification bell on, and always leave feedback. Thank you all.